Okay, so I'm resuming. Sureka, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, fine.
And before we start the TypeScript, I had one question, Sridhar.
Yes.
I was comparing the code, of the dialog box and the style sheet it was applying. Maybe we can take it offline later
Yes,
in the
later on we'll
morning.
do that. So that
Okay.
was with the dialogue. Styles may not be getting applied properly. We need
Yeah.
to tweak that particular thing.
I
Okay.
mean, I was trying to compare, but yeah, I found that somehow mine was not applying the UI thing. So yeah,
So we
we can
see
take
that.
it.
Later on we
Yeah.
look into that. Okay.
Sure.
So as we know, the TypeScript is used very much these days in the React.js, in the Angular, as well as in the Vue.js. Okay, these are modern frameworks for developing front end. Okay, so but ultimately, whether you use TypeScript or any other kind of script, ultimately when you run in the browser, that should be in the JavaScript form only. Browsers understand only the CSS, the HTML, the JavaScript, whatever frameworks you may use for developing. But ultimately, that should be converted to basically the JavaScript. So for that purpose, first of all, you require TypeScript compiler that is called as TSC. Okay, a TypeScript compiler is required. You need to download that and you need to compile. So when you compile TypeScript code, you are going to get the JavaScript. It's going to convert things into JavaScript with the help of the TypeScript compiler. Okay, so whenever you have React environment or whenever you have Angular environment, in such case, what happens? I mean, in that environment, automatically these compiler is available. TypeScript is available. When you write code using TypeScript and whenever you try to build it, automatically what happens? It's going to be getting compiled into JavaScript. We need not do anything separately in that case. When you particularly do with the Angular or with the React.js. Okay, but before you use TypeScript with the Angular or React.js, you have to know what is TypeScript. For that purpose, from command line, you can be compiling code. You write code in the TypeScript, then you can compile into, in this case, into the JavaScript using TSC compiler. So for that, you need to download and install the TypeScript. You can download TypeScript. Latest version is something like 9. You need to download and you need to install. Okay, so in my case, what is the version of TypeScript? Let me see here. Let me show you here. I just close this.
So if we have Angular or React installed, do I have to go separately and install TypeScript, or it should already be installed?
It is installed, but only available in the Angular environment.
Okay.
So if you
Not
install, that would be better because from command prompt, you can be running it.
Okay.
You have CLI with the Angular normally. It's called as command line interface.
Okay.
I mean, Angular CLI you have. So using CLI, normally you develop Angular applications using ng command.
Okay.
ng
Yeah.
create with the help of that you do it. In the React.js, what happens? Create React app is an application. So with the help of that, you are going to be creating React application. Okay. So automatically, whenever you install React.js, it is going to be available for you. The compilers are available. They can convert even other preprocessors like CSS preprocessors are also available. You may write CSS not only with the CSS, you can use the SCSS. Particularly, you can use actually less also. They are called as preprocessors, CSS preprocessors. Even you can use them. Okay, for designing. They are available automatically for us. But in this case, what happens? I mean, we are writing everything from the TypeScript straight away. We are not using any environment in this case, like React.js or Node.js. We are not using React.js, or we are not using in this case Angular or Vue.js. So simply we are doing from the normal HTML, normal text editor. With that we write TypeScript and we are going to compile here because we are not going to use any environment right now in this case. General TypeScript we are learning here. Okay, so that's why you require a TSC compiler in your system installed. And to install TS, you require even the you require Node.js as well. Without Node.js, you cannot do it. You need to install Node.js, then you can have TypeScript. That also you need to install separately. Now, what version of TypeScript?
NPM install.
Yeah, with NPM. With NPM install, TypeScript, you say it will be getting installed.
Okay.
So now what I do, what version I have in this case, let me see here. Okay, so here I go with the npm followed by tsc. Then here I type version. This should print TypeScript version for me. It is saying 9.5.1. So the version is going to be, in this case, it is 9.5 version I am using. This is what TypeScript version. So using tsc command, I can be compiling the programs. So now let me come to some G drive. In the G drive, I need to go to the folder, some TypeScript. In this, I can write the TypeScript code. Okay, so cd, some spelling may be wrong, correct. TypeScript. So this folder I only created, automatically it's not available. I have like this TypeScript folder here. So now I can write here few code. So with that code, I can compile the TypeScript into JavaScript. But before that, we need to understand few things about the TypeScript. It
So
is
you
a,
already have a folder called TypeScript. Is that a project folder, Sridhar?
I just created some folder. Okay. So when I installed I created some project folder for that using
Okay.
I create, I think, something with the npm only. I create with npm, so it is available.
Okay.
So now, whenever we talk about actually TypeScript, it is open source object-oriented language. Okay, it's a scripting language. It got developed by Microsoft. Okay, and they are only maintaining it. Maintaining in the sense, new additions whenever they want to add, they can add. Okay, and it has Apache 2 license. There are different license, like MIT license you have, Apache 2 license you have. They are different license types. If you understand those types, that would be really good. So whenever you have time, you just try to find what are different types of licenses, like Apache 2 license, similarly MIT license. So what are they, where they are applicable, how to use them, you try to understand that. Okay, it is what exactly a typed superset of JavaScript. Okay, it is actually a superset of JavaScript, and that's going to be getting compiled into JavaScript. Okay, so whenever you compile TypeScript, you get the JavaScript. As we know, HTML pages can use only JavaScript. They cannot use any TypeScript straight away. You need to convert everything into JavaScript. But this is what it is. It is actually a highly typed language. Strongly typed language is TypeScript. Whereas JavaScript is not like that. We have seen. So suppose you declare var x equal to 100, then after that x equal to, you can assign some string. So there is no strong typing associated. First of all, it's not strongly typed. Second thing, it's not actually strictly typed language. Strong typing meaning is what? You cannot use a variable without declaring it with a type. You declare a variable in the JavaScript using var keyword. Var some x you write, it's a variable. But what type of data in that, you don't know. There is no type associated in that case. But when you put var x, later on x equal to 100 when you write, it is what exactly having a type in that case. Type is inferred as number whenever you assign a value. Okay, so but in the TypeScript, you need to declare a variable. Okay, you need to declare a variable that's called as type annotation. You need to give a type for the variable, then you can use it. Okay, then you can be using. So like that, TypeScript is what? It is actually a strongly typed language, and it is object-oriented language. Even JavaScript is also these days object-oriented, because you can create classes inside the, using JavaScript, you can inherit even. Okay, so that facility you have in the JavaScript as well. But they cannot be on par with the C# or with Java, because they slightly differ. Okay, even if you take Python, Python slightly differs in the object orientation. When compared with the C# or Java or C++, they slightly differ. Okay, so though this is called as object-oriented language, but all the features of object orientation you may not find in the TypeScript or in the JavaScript. Okay. So the very first version of JavaScript, TypeScript got released in 2012. So we need to, first of all, install TypeScript. Then after that, let us try to create here some small TypeScript code. But before that, you need to know what are the types of data available in the TypeScript. Okay, in the TypeScript, the types of data available are, you have a number type. Then we have a string type. Similarly, we have here Boolean type. We have an array type. Okay, so we have a tuple also in that. Similarly, we have enum, enumerations you have. Okay, you have union type of data this is. You have any type of data, and you can have void, and you can have actually one more type of data is called never. So all these are the types of data available with the TypeScript. Okay, so this many types are available with the TypeScript. A data, a variable can be belonging to number, or it can be string, or to boolean, or to array, or to tuple, or to enum, enumeration. That is, you can define your own type with the help of the enum, but that's going to contain some constants. So it can contain numeric constants. Okay, union, you can have any means what? It can belong to any type of data. We are not going to restrict to number, string, or anything. So when you go with the any, it can take any type of data. Okay, void means nothing, that is. So we discuss about never and void, how to use later on, but these are the types of data available for us.
What is
Now,
the union?
so union means combining more than one thing. You can combine into one. That's called as basically union. So unions,
How
how
is it
you have,
different from array?
later on we discuss about it. Okay, now it will be confusing. So first let us try to write some small piece of code. Then we try to see how this works. Okay, first of all, here I try to write some TypeScript code. Then I'm going to add in that case. I start Visual Studio, then in that we do it. So here we go with the folder. This folder is, it is going to be TypeScript here. So in that folder, I want to create. So I'm opening this folder. So let me write here some code first. For this purpose, I want to create here a new file called first.some ts. I can name it as here ts. Extension can be ts for this. So it is going to be TypeScript file. Now let me define a function. In this manner, I define a function here. Function, then followed by here. Okay, multiply or find product, I write here. Find product. Then in this case, I want to pass here 3 parameters. So when I pass here arguments or parameters, I can put like this here, num1, followed by I should specify here what type of data it is. I put this as here number. Okay, I'm going to write this particular thing as here number. Similarly, I can go with next one. I can write it as num2. This is also nothing but number. It's a number type of data. And similarly, I go with the C. In this case, I want to put this as here number. This is called as here type annotation. So this can be called as here type annotation. So in such case, now what I can do here in this case is, this can be returning. Here in this case, we write it as return here num1 multiplied with num2 multiplied with here num3. Like this, I'm going to be returning all the 3 things in this case. Okay, it is C I have written, so this must be num3 in this case. I put it as num3. I'm going to be defining like this, and I'm going to be returning these things. I have defined a function in the TypeScript. In the JavaScript, you cannot use like type annotations here. Number, you cannot use like that. So in the TypeScript, you need to do like that. So next thing here, where some product equal to, what I do in such cases, I can go this way. Then here, I'm going to enter in this manner. It is going to be number. Then this equal to, I can be calling here find product. I can be calling in this case find product. Okay, then here I'll be assigning some values. I can go with the 2, then 3 and 4. That should give us in this case 24 value for us. We need to get 24 in such cases. Then here we go with the console.log. Okay, console.log. Then followed by here, I'm going to use here. I can use in this case template template literals I can use in this case. Okay, I can use a template literal in this case. The product is in general, I write here product is. So in this case, I can use here a dollar. toolbar is creating some problem. Okay. So here I can use a dollar, then followed by in the curly brackets, I can put the value as here product. So this is called as here template literals, and this you can put within the which one backtick. In the backtick you can be putting. Now I have created a file called first.ts. Now let me compile this into a JS file. So I go here, then type tsc, then followed by, in this case, it is what first.ts. So it will not work. Reason, I need to use here npm node package manager, then tsc first.ts. When I put here, it should create for me a JS file. Okay. Unknown command, it's saying here tsc, but when I go with the npm, then it is something like ts. So what it says, okay, ts is basically compiler. npm I take, then followed by here tsc. I just put unknown command, it's saying tsc. So let me go with the npm, it should work. If I go with the tsc, this is not going to be working straight away. I give tsc, then this is first dot followed by ts. I give actually, in this case, ts. So definitely it says it's not available. But it's installed actually, the tsc is installed because we were seeing version. If you go with the npm, followed by tsc, then I give version, it's giving us the required thing. Okay, so let me go with the nvm, followed by here tsc, then this is here first dot tsc, tsc in this case. Sorry, ts it is. It's not available. Why this is nvm? If I use, it's not available. Okay, then if I straight away use, still it's not available. But the version is available for us. TS version is available. Normally, if you go with the
TSC, the name of the file should work actually.
It should work. TSC with this it should work basically. But some environment is modified in my system. So what I do in such case, again I go with npm.
Oh, is it tsconfig.json we are missing in that?
Just I install, not required. So npm install, then followed by, in this case, I go with the TypeScript. Then this is going to be here, --, save I put. Locally, I'm going to be saving this. Now let me go with the tsc. Still, this is not available. I go with here npm, then tsc, then followed by, in such case, I go with the first dot. It is going to be ts. npm commands, it says not available. ts is not available, it says. Why tsc command is not working? It should be basically work. There are so many things actually changed in recent times. Okay, so I just go with the npx. One more feature is getting added in this case. It is tsc, then followed by first dot ts I put. Even in this case also, but this time it got compiled. If you see here, you can find the JavaScript file. You got first.js now.
npx, you used npx.
Npx command. No package extensions, that is.
Okay.
Earlier it was available, but now using Node package extension, you can do it. When you install Node, automatically all these are available for you. Okay, so with the help of the npx followed by tsc, first or ts, we are converting that into JS file. But straight away you cannot use JS file. Then what we require in such cases, you require some HTML file. So though the first dot ts is JS is available, let us see how it is. So if you come here, it is written in this manner. What is happening in the TypeScript? We have kept actually type annotation we have given there. Num1 colon number, num2 colon number, num3 colon number. But in this case, what is happening? It is stripped to totally those things. Okay, so it is stripping and it is actually converting things like this. The product is concat product. It's giving like this here. We are getting in this manner. So this is done by the TypeScript for us. Bhargavi, are you seeing this?
Yeah, a quick question. When it is converting it into JavaScript, what is the need to write it in TypeScript? Is there any need?
Yes. Suppose here you have to pass only numbers for the find product. In JavaScript, there is no such restriction. Do you have any restriction? You can pass any number in that case, correct?
Yes. Yes.
So that's the problem you have. When you write in the TypeScript, at that time, what happens if you pass improper values, it will not accept in such cases.
Okay.
So suppose if you give some ABC here, it will not compile, it gives error. Now come to first.tsc. So here I try to put some ABC. What will happen? See. Okay. So this is what first.ts. Why it is giving error now in such cases? Okay, so let me compile once again this one. What will happen? See here.
Okay.
It is saying one error. You cannot pass ABC. But is it possible with the JavaScript like that? It's not possible. It will not give any error. So many runtime errors we can do with this kind of thing. See, JavaScript is very, very sensitive. If it's failing in one area, the entire code is going to fail. Because there is an interpretation. It interprets basically. So there is no type checking. The type checking can be a big problem sometimes. Okay, you don't get correct result and sometimes the code stops working. So in such case, what happens? Your application is going to crash. In order to avoid such thing, actually, we can use this feature. We write code in the TypeScript, then compile, you can get actually safer JavaScript code.
Okay.
Correct, Sureka?
Yeah.
So here now, if you pass in this case something like 2, 3, 4, you can get correct result. Now you don't find error in such cases. If you try to compile again, what will happen? This time you don't have any error. What you are getting in that case, you are getting the code getting compiled, but you don't get a result right now. So now what you have to do is you need to create some HTML page now. In that HTML page, you have to use the JS file. Okay, so here we come. Then after that, it is going to be like first.html. I can create. Then here I need to refer that particular thing. So first of all, this is going to be here, doc type declaration. I take. Then followed by here, I go with the HTML here. Okay, then inside this, I can go with the head. Okay, then here, you can actually now get the JavaScript. How can we call external file that is? You can go with the script, then followed by what you do here, src equal to, you can specify this, / followed by, you use here first.js. Okay, so first.js you can put here. Then if you want to invoke that, that can be invoked. What function we can invoke in such cases? Automatically, whatever code you have in that, that can be coming. At the same time, you can invoke that. So what is the function we had in that case? If you see the first.js, you have here find product. Okay, you can call that particular thing here. So find product, you can be invoking even from here. So automatically it is getting invoked here. But if you want to invoke in the HTML file, that can be invoked now. Okay, so we come to the HTML and in this, you can invoke this. But in such case, now what we give here, we give 4, then we give 6 and we give 7. Like this, you can be using this. Okay, now try to run this here in this case. Okay, not with the closures, sorry, not here, this one. So nothing to do with this here. We have to go to TypeScript folder. From there, you have to do it. This is TypeScript. So here we can do it. So this is what exactly first. So it says find product 4, 6, 7 only. Why it is? So let us go to JavaScript and see here. Okay, it is printing something. We go with the where product equal to find product. This is basically find product. Okay, we are not printing anything in that case. We are not printing anything. It's returning some value. So in the here also, you need to change accordingly the code. If you come to the JavaScript here, the HTML, we have to write here some where x equal to, we need to write, then we need to print the value in that case. So go with the console.log. And one more problem here. Do you find another problem in this case? Why it was printing?
But
We need to put this in the script tag.
in the script tag, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in the script tag, we need to put it. Okay, so you can come here, then in this case, you put like this. Okay, so console.log. So in this case, you put X.
Yeah.
Okay. So when we do such mistakes, other programmers, they accept it. I mean, because it's common, that happens with them. But new learners actually, normally, they don't accept that. Getting my point, Sureka?
No.
As a developer, what kind of mistakes we do, we only understand well.
Yes.
Okay. But once a new person comes into programming, in that case, once they start coding at that time, they can understand those problems. And what happens in this case is actually mind and hands, they are not in the sync always. Mind works much fast, our hands work very slow. You think one thing and you do something one here. So if your mind is fast, in such case, what happens? You do so many mistakes like that. You think about something which is going to happen in the future, but you do something which you were thinking sometime back. So there sometimes what you have, you don't have synchrony. So with that, what happens? Often you do mistakes. Okay, so
if you don't mind, Sridhar, can we go to first.ts?
First, which one?
First.ts file.
Okay, we go here.
Okay, yeah, I just want, because we are here, we are outputting the console.log, but
yes,
yeah, we are returning. I just wanted to make sure that we are returning and not logging it.
Yes, it is. But automatically what is happening? This is getting concatenated when it's converting. This one.
Yeah.
So this is called as your template literal. Okay, you can substitute the value of the product in this case using dollar and using here curly brackets. And you're using this in the backtick, using backtick.
Yeah, but now when you're outputting it from the first.html,
yes,
we will not get the console log. We just get the console. We should just get the console log, right? Of
just a minute. We try to see. We get both the things. Okay, the product is 24 and this is giving 168 for us. Because this is part of actually, this is part of TypeScript. So this is also getting converted to JavaScript. All this entire code is available in the first.js for us.
Yeah, so, but okay, first.html, if you go, we are just calling the find product.
Yes, but when this function is loaded, what happens in such cases? Whenever this file is loaded, whatever code you have in that, all this gets executed.
Okay, that is a global code now.
Yes, yes.
So line number 4 and 5.
Yes. Now, in such case, suppose if you comment this one, in such case, you don't have any problem.
Yes.
It will not be coming. So in the first.html, you have something like this here. So where x equal to find product 467 console.log x, when you say, you are printing the data like this. So 168 you get. So this is basically what you are converting TypeScript into JavaScript, then we are going to use. Okay. So this happens when you learn TypeScript, but whenever you go for real-time development with the React or Angular, you don't convert anything like this. Okay, I show you one example for that. Yeah, I show you an example for that. Okay, so what happens exactly in such cases? I just come to command prompt here once again. Okay, so I can come to some G drive, then CD. I put something like here, ANG APPS. If there's any folder, it can open like this. So here we have some examples, BS example, INS client, member client, something is available here. So this is what exactly ANGS. So now here I want to create some Angular application. I can write here. What is the command we give, Surekha, to create Angular application? So we go here with the ng new followed by my app. Something like this. I want to create. So ng cannot work. In such cases, I need to go with the npx followed by ng, then new followed by here my app. So Bhargavi, don't get confused. Just I am trying to show you how TypeScript is automatically getting converted to JavaScript. So don't bother about this ng command and those things. So what I'm doing here, npx ng new my app, I'm doing like this. So in such case, it's going to create some Angular application for me here. Okay, routing I take in this case. Then you can use these are basically CSS types, as I was saying. SCSS, 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 LESS, all these are different types of CSS available for us. But mostly we depend on the CSS. So SCSS, SCSS, LESS, they are called as actually tree processors. Ultimately, the HTML supports only CSS. Everything has to be converted to CSS only. Even though you write in the CSS or in the SCSS or in the LESS, you can have some kind of programming mechanism in that case. That's more flexible actually when compared to the CSS. But I choose here CSS only. So now what is happening? It's creating some application for me. Okay, it's going to create some application. So the version is going to be for me 16. Now, which version you are using, Surekha? Angular version?
Sorry, I was on mute. I have to check. I think it should be 16 plus.
Okay, so latest version is 16.
Yeah.
So automatically it can create for us environment. Here I'm using npx ng new my app. So this is going to create for me a Angular application. So required things it's going to install. Everything is available. So I have basically Angular CLI with the help of that I could do. So it has created few things for us. Now let me open this data. I open using Visual Studio. Then I'm going to open that particular application. Open folder. So in which folder it is? In the TypeScript, I think it is G, followed by here it is not TypeScript. What is the folder I have used here? So this folder is it is ng apps, Angular apps, that is. I open this, and in this case, I have an application called my app. This I should open now. Okay, when I open this, when you open this, you can find in this case different structure for your application. Okay, so many configurations are added. You have src folder. In the src folder, we have app folder. In the app folder, we have TS files everywhere. Okay, routing TS you have, component CSS we have in this TS file. This is okay. Then component.html, component.specification.cs, and similarly app component.ts file we have. So it is created in the TypeScript. Okay, it is created in the TypeScript now. So when I run this, I can run this application. So how can I run this? For this purpose, I need to go here with the so this is here basically npm sorry, npx followed by here ng. It can be run. Okay, so here is, otherwise I go with npm followed by here run IK. But I should change this into my app because you don't have environment here. Here you can find the required environment. Okay, so here now I go with the npx followed by it is ng run. Okay, so this is going to be npx. Then here I put run command. Some list of commands, I think they have changed it.
Is there a new version that's
I think something like that. This is, I go with the npm, then followed by here it is run, I put. So still it's giving same problem in this kind of thing it's giving. So let me see here, what are the features available in this case. I have src folder, project folder, everything is available. I just go with ng followed by run, but ng is not available in this case. Okay, I can go with npx. Then this is actually run with the help of the run command. It should be running for me. Okay, so proceed with this. Fine. Now, if you go to this folder, what is happening? Let us see. It is part of actually the ANG. This is the new version actually. Something is changed. I need to check that. ANG followed by here apps. So in this case, if you go with the my app, okay. So here it should basically convert. You have src. There should be src you take here. Then app we have. All these components are getting created for me. Okay, so suppose when I want to run this, it's unable to run. npm run, if I say, so these are the commands we have. ng build we have, ng test we can, sorry, command is wrong actually, not run. I need to go with npx followed by, this is here, ng. I need to go with the serve command. With the help of serve command, it can be serving. Okay, I go with the s here. Now, it's generating required CS files. Okay, so now if you run here, it has created few files for us. Vendor.js, polyfills.js, styles.js, main.js. You have only JS files in this case. There are no other files. But if you go here with the local host, this is how much? 4,200. Now the Angular application is ready for us. You have the Angular application which is running here. So these are unnecessarily added. You can remove them. Okay, this can be getting removed. What is happening in this case? It has created for us all these required files. Okay, so it is basically creating with the help of this only, you can be running. It has created vendor.js related to vendor, then polyfills file, style CSS, styles.js, main.js, and runtime.js. All these files are created for us. Automatically, they have been created. So who is doing this? We are writing code everything in the TypeScript. If you look at this, it is actually the TypeScript, so it is getting converted. So when you go here with the command npx ng serve, with the help of that, what is happening? It's going to build for us required things. Now I'm stopping this here. And if you come to this concerned folder, somewhere you should have those bundles. Okay, we go with the, in this case, what we do, we go with the src, you have app here. Okay, similar, if you go with Angular, you have cache in this case. In this manner, it is available. So, I mean, time being it's running. Then in such case, now I want to build it. I can build it application. So same thing I give here. So ng, then I give here build command. With the help of that, it can be building the required JS files for me. So now you can find here in the distribution folder, dist folder will be created. In that folder, you can find the required files. Okay, these are the files created. Now, if you see here, you have a distribution folder. So in this folder, you can find my app, and all are going to be in this case, which files they are? They are basically JavaScript files. Even if you click on this twice, it will not open actually. So what is happening in such cases? You can find all these here is the JavaScript file. Similarly, the CSS files also you get here. So it is compiling our code into JavaScript. and as well as PS. So CSS into that it's converting basically. So this index is what here HTML file is created for us. Similarly, you have JavaScript files. Okay, other thing is what here styles file is also created for us. So this we are doing using the inbuilt compiler in the Angular. Okay, TypeScript is available. With the help of that, we could compile that. Also, there can be other preprocessors for CSS and for other things. Got this concept, Bhargavi, here?
Yeah, a bit, not much.
Yes.
I'm
So
trying to
using
get-
this one, it's automatically converting. When you look at this code, it is written actually in the TypeScript only. Everything is in TypeScript only. You can see the files TS only. Okay, so who is converting? Here internally, you have the compiler. With the help of compiler, we convert. The command what I gave in this case is npx ng build. With the help of that, I could compile everything. If there are no errors, these are created. Okay, so like this, the environment is going to be responsible. Angular CLI is responsible. With the help of that, it's converting for us. Why I am showing you that is ultimately whatever you may use, but whenever you build, it is going to be only HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
Okay, at the end, those are the 4 files that we are
Yeah,
the browser
they get
gonna use.
created.
Okay.
Yes, only these get created. And other thing is what this is going to be single page application. SPA we call it. So SPA is nothing but single page. Both with React and with Angular, we create single page applications. Okay, you may have different components. Logically, it looks like for you like a multiple components or multiple pages, but in basically it's not multiple components. It is only one and only one HTML file, and you have the JavaScript. So in that only everything is available to you. So with the help of the views, you can be navigating from one view to another view. When you go to different component, that particular view is getting rendered in such cases. Okay, so it is basically a single page application. We call it as SPA. Initially, first time loading is going to be slow, but subsequent loading can be quite fast. Probably you experience with the Facebook. So when you launch Facebook first, it runs a little slow. Okay, but subsequently, you may have so many videos in that, still you can access very fast. How that is happening? Because of actually single page application. First time loading can be slow, but subsequent loading can be quite fast. And Facebook got developed by React.js. Facebook only developed actually React.js, and to build Facebook, they use the React.js very much. Okay, so Angular we use in number of other areas. Angular is from Google, whereas React.js is from the TypeScript. There is a rumor outside in in the industry, there is a rumor that React.js is dying, they say. Sometime back about Java also, they said Java is dying, but Java is evergreen. Okay, Python is going to be evergreen. React.js is going to be evergreen because new features they are adding into that. Angular is going to be evergreen because Angular is from the Google, whereas React.js is from the Facebook. These two are leaders. Okay, Facebook is not like Google. Google is into multiple things. Facebook is only with the Facebook. Okay, so otherwise, they are from the good companies. They always try to update their things. Their libraries, they update, new features they bring in. So definitely they will not be dying down. There is actually in the industry, they talk like this only. In the film industry, how the rumor is. In the software industry also, we have a lot of rumor about the languages because they are heroines. Languages are all heroines in my opinion. So definitely what happens, new things come. So about old things also, they're dying, something like that they say, but it's not true. Facebook is going to be living for a longer time. Even the Google Angular also is going to be longer time, though Google is coming with many other things. They are coming with many things actually. So they are going to be in the limelight for a longer time. So we need not worry much about that. If you learn React or if you learn Angular, there is not going to be any future. If you cannot think like that because they are from the industry leaders. Facebook is leader, Google is a leader, Microsoft is a leader, all these are leaders. So definitely they try to update always their things, new features they always bring in. So what is happening in this case? It's converting everything into JavaScript as well as HTML. And one more thing is what here? CS. So we have index.html. If you look in this, you have a file called index.html. Similarly, we have here a main.js, polyfills.js, runtime.js, and one more thing is what here? Styles. Even you can, styles. This is for the CS file. So like this, it's converting. Okay. So this is basically TypeScript. But to understand TypeScript, how it is working, we need to use locally the compiler. With that compiler, we have to do it. Got Sureka my point here? What I'm saying?
Yes.
So automatically you can do, but every time building such big application can be difficult. Always working with React or Angular can be daunting task because a lot of time it is taking to compile, a lot of time it is taking, and you need to know the concepts of Angular or React to work with the TypeScript. So instead of that, what we do, we can just write some code in the TypeScript, then you can evaluate the code, how it is working, how it is generating. JavaScript we can understand with this. It is only compiler for JavaScript, not for the CSS. Remember that. It cannot convert any higher level language like SCSS or SASS or less. It can't convert into CSS. It is not that preprocessor. It's only for the JavaScript. Whatever you write in the TypeScript, you can convert it JavaScript in this case. Okay. So next thing in this case, very first program we have written. So in that program, what we are trying to do, we have written one, find product. We are passing 2 parameters and we are returning result. We are compiling it to JavaScript. Then we are using that in the first.html. Okay, in the first.html, we have used it. Okay, so so when you put something like this is called as here type annotation. We have num1 colon number, num2 colon number, num3 colon number. This is called as here type annotation. So since TypeScript is a typed language, strongly typed language, we can specify the type of the variables, function parameters, and object properties. Okay, so using here colon, we can specify here. Suppose it is returning some value, even that also you can put here colon followed by here number. In such case, this is going to be returning here a number type of data. Okay, so you can put even in this manner here. Explicitly, you can say that this is returning here a number data.
Yeah.
Getting my point here? This one.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a find product. You are passing here 3 parameters. It is returning here number. Okay, like this return type also you can specify here. This is called exactly return type. In the JavaScript, you don't have such facility. You just return only the value in that case. Okay, you return value, but in this case, what type of data you expect from this, you can specify in this manner here. Colon number you can put here. So in this case, what it is going to be returning number type of data only. So you understood this here?
Yes.
So this is the name of the function. You are passing 3 functions here. So first of all, these are input parameters, and this you can think as output parameter. So when function is ending, it should be returning only number in that case.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to say like this in this case, it has to return number. But suppose this is missing in this case. Okay, if I try to write here in this manner, so return, what I can do, I can go even with this here, and I can be returning in this case dot toString. I can write here. Okay, I can go with the toString in this case. I may put in this manner here. What will happen? It can return a string value for us. But if you put here a number like this, what will happen in such cases? It is going to give error for us. It will not compile. I put here number, then what it is saying in this case?
1 second.
So the return type should be number. But what I am doing in this case, I am returning a string in this case. I am multiplying them. I am trying to return string. So that's why we call this as a strongly typed language.
Because the number, the
Yes.
output is number. Okay.
Yeah, output should be number. I am trying to return string here.
Yep. Yeah.
But if you remove here number, in that case, what happens? It is going to be, it will not
Will
give
be
any
a
error.
Yeah.
So that means it can accept any type of data. By default, the output type is going to be any in that case.
Okay.
You have one of the types is any. Any meaning is what? It can take any type of data in that case.
Okay.
So in this manner, what is happening for us? It is basically, you can specify here what the function must return for us.
So will it be right to say, Sridhar, that if you do not know what type it will
Yes.
be returned, you can just have any in there?
Yes, you can put any also in such cases. You can put any.
Okay.
So it is something like variant. If you work with something like
Yeah.
VBA, Visual Basic for Applications, or with the VB script, or with the VB language, we have a type called variant in that.
Yeah.
So variant is basically, it's a type of data that can accept any type of data in that case. In the VB script, you find the variant. Okay. And in the JavaScript, it is inbuilt, where when you write X, it can be any type of data, including null. Okay, but not undefined. There is a difference between undefined and null in the JavaScript. Okay, so here, if you put colon followed by the type of data, it's going to return that particular type of data. It is going to expect that value only. Otherwise, it gives here compiler error for us. And one more thing, the Visual Studio is intelligent enough to warn us from time to time. Suppose you put here number, then it is returning error in this, it's showing some error for us.
Yeah.
That means what, since it's ending with the TS, based on the file extension also, that Visual Studio can warn us. So where are we writing this code? We are writing in the Visual Studio code. Suppose you write it same thing in the notepad. What will happen in such case? You don't get any such error. Am I correct, Sureka, here?
Yes.
So this is the intelligence you have in the IDEs, integrated
IDE.
development environments. Since you are using Visual Studio, what, Bhargavi?
As we have specified the output as number in the
Yes.
line 1, can
Yes.
we remove it from the line 5 where product number? Because we
Even
are
if you remove, it will not be error. It will be error. Okay, you may remove here, like this you may put. Okay, but still it's going to be error. Because the function is, first of all, will not compile. Because you specified here, the output should be number. What you're writing here, return num1 multiplied with num2 multiplied with number3, then dot to string. In such case, what happens here? It is going to expect only the number, not the string.
okay. If we remove the to string, then will
Then
it
it will not be
accept?
error. It is not going to be an error. It removes automatically the error in such cases.
Oh, got it.
And we are not compiling anything in this case. Okay, we haven't started compilation. But who is giving you these errors for us? Visual Studio Code. Correct? So these are
Yes.
called as intelligent editors. With the linting, they can help us. With the spacing kind of thing, they can help us. With typing, they can help us. So with the help of this, what happens? Your productivity increases. Same kind of code, if you write with a notepad, what will happen? There can be so many errors. Before you compile, if you can get few errors, if you rectify them, what will happen? With the compilation process, you have only few errors. If you have any errors, only few can be reported in that case. But if you don't have this mechanism, if you write everything using some plain text editor like Notepad, okay, so what will happen in such cases? You get so many errors, it takes a lot of time to compile. So those were the days actually we used to code using simple text editors. At that time, we had this kind of problem. We used to compile using C, we used to compile with COBOL. So all errors were shown at one time. You have such experience, Sureka? So,
No.
because by the time you started coding, there were IDs. You got so many IDs. Okay, but in those days, in olden days, we did not have actually like intelligent editors.
Yeah.
So now these are the intelligent editors like Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio, or Eclipse. Okay, you have so many other things. With the help of that, comfortably you can code. Okay, and they are going to increase your productivity. Okay, so in this case, this is called as exactly type, strongly typed, and this is called as here type annotation. We can call this as, in this case, type annotation. So you need to declare a variable, and accordingly, you need to assign similar type of data. Only in the TypeScript you need to do like this, not in the JavaScript. If you put in the JavaScript, that can be error again, because it can't understand the syntax. JavaScript cannot understand that. Okay, but JavaScript code can be written in the TypeScript. TypeScript knows about the JavaScript code, but JavaScript code is not known by the TypeScript. Sorry, JavaScript will not know about the TypeScript code, but TypeScript knows about the JavaScript because it's superset of actually JavaScript. Suppose if I put alert here, alert, I put something like here, hello, I put here. What happens in such cases? This can work. Alert is a feature available with the JavaScript. If I compile this one, and in this case, once again, if I compile, when I run this, Not here. I think one other command line is required. Okay, fine. This is I put here first for TSC. I require npx. This is npm, npx simplified. So when I do with this, it is going to be installing for us now. It is compiling. But when I run here, if you go to this folder and if I run here, what was the file I created in the TypeScript folder? I have that. So this is going to be TypeScript here. Then here it is going to be, when you click on the first here, in such case, automatically hello is coming for us. So therefore, what we say in this case, it is running the JavaScript code as well. So JavaScript code you can embed within the TypeScript, but TypeScript code you can't embed in the JavaScript. Getting here my point, Bhargavi?
Yeah, got it.
Because this is superset of JavaScript. TypeScript is superset of JavaScript. TypeScript code you can use here, but TypeScript code you cannot use in the JavaScript. Okay, this is what basically TypeScript annotation. And we know there are different types of data in this case. Number type already you know, string type we know, Boolean type we know, array also we know. There is one more type called here tuple. Okay, so you have a type called tuple here. So tuple can contain, two values of different types. Okay, you can declare a variable and that can contain actually different values in that. So I can declare something like this here. So this is basically a tuple where some emp or something like here, I can go with the rectangle I put here. This is equal to, I can go with number, and number I can put here, or it can be having some different thing as well. I have declared here, this is called as a tuple. Okay, and tuple means two things are required. And I can go here in this case, 100 comma some 200. This can be called as here a tuple. Rect can be called as here tuple. You can think one as length, other one as breadth. Okay, or else you can go like this here. You can go with the student. Then followed by, in this case, I have string. The next thing is what here? In this case, I can go with here number. So in such case, you can put it as some. In this case, you can put here some name, Rahul. The next thing is going to be, in this case, age some 22. Like this, I can put. So this is called as, in this case, a tuple. I should put a colon in this case. Okay, I'm declaring.
We can have multiple variables, right?
Yes.
Data types.
Multiple types data, multiple types you can use in this case.
It did not have to be just two, but I can have string, number, and string or Boolean.
No, but normally you take only two things in that case. Tuple meaning is that
it can
have two values. Tuple can have two values.
Can I call it as a dictionary? No, not really.
Dictionary is available. You can do try to declare here three values in that case. For example, you take here circle. I want to create a circle. Then in such case, it's going to be like number I can use here, number I can use here, then followed by, in this case, I want to go with some string in this case. I try to assign here, what will happen, see here in this case. I can put like here 10, then 20 I put here, followed by here I put first. So tuple basically takes two values for us. So here I should put colon. Okay, it's taking even the three values, number, string, you can take it. So in the RDBMS, what concept we have for tuples in the same manner. These are nothing but columns. You can think it as columns. So tuples are basically columns in the RDBMS, correct? So it is tuples are columns, rows and columns we have. So these are going to be here, three things you can have. You can have more than that also in that case. So basically, we have created here tuple, which is having in this case some three columns. But how to retrieve them, that is going to be important again. Okay, So we need to retrieve actually tuple elements. How to retrieve tuple elements? Using this one you can do. Circle dot followed by here. You can go with the 2. In that case, you can access the last element. Okay. Similarly, you can go with the circle, then followed by here in this case, you can go with the very first element. So in this case, what happens? It can give you 10 value. Okay, so you can access using the tuple values with the index. With the help of index, you can be doing it. And similarly, if you want to, so in this manner, you can be accessing. This is basically a tuple. Okay, it can be a tuple like this here. And further also, you can be adding into this. Suppose you have here, in this case, circle you have. Circle, then you go with the push in this case. With the help of that, another value you can add into this. Already you have 3 in this case. Now you can go with here in this case some value 3. Then you try to put this as actually some 17 you put here. One more value you can push into this. So using push mechanism, you can be adding into the tuple here. So now how many elements you have in this case? You are going to have here total 4 elements in that case. Initially, we had here 10, 10 first. Then you have actually first element is 10, second element is 20, third element is first, and fourth element you are pushing it as 17 in that case. It can be another number. Okay, but how this is possible here? So you can have only something like this here. So, but in this case, what will happen? It can assign a value automatically. So this is going to be in this case a number you have in such cases. Okay, so initially what we gave here, we gave number string. Then when you add one more thing in that case, what it takes, it's going to be taking it as a number automatically. It's going to be doing in that manner. Getting my point here?
Yeah, got it.
So in this way, you can do it. We continue tomorrow with all these things again. Same time, 7 o'clock. Will you attend at 7 only, Sureka, tomorrow?
Yeah, I will attend to tomorrow. That's it.
Fine then. So evening, my evening, it's not possible for you.
No, it is actually. We can do it in the morning too. Actually,
Okay,
today I had a little work and I really
Fine
wanted
then.
to finish off. Yeah.
Okay.
I should be available today
We do,
evening.
we meet in the evening then. Okay.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Sridhar. Have a great day.